Hey YouTube, Velocity here, and welcome to a very anticipated video on my channel, and that is the Super Danganronpa Another 2 tier list. This has definitely been a very requested video by a lot of people. A lot of work went into this video, and it's taken so long to come out because I wanted to make this video very different from my other videos. You'll see what I mean as the video goes on. But it actually sucks because I had to re-record this because my other recording got lost. I'm not sure how that happened, but I recorded it and the file was nowhere to be found on my computer. I've searched for it for hours and it's just gone. So I relocated where my videos go when they're recorded, and hopefully I'll be able to find this video after I'm done recording. So without further ado, hold on. So first of all, happy Halloween. I'm saying that now because this video is going to come out on Halloween. There's no way I can finish this video today. There's just going to be too much editing that needs to be done. But, yeah, that, and I divided the tier list into 5 different categories. Absolutely phenomenal character, very well written, good character, indifferent, and why are you even here? I'm going to say this right now. I don't think anyone is going to fit in that bottom tier. In terms of all seriousness, all these characters were very, very good characters in terms of the story and all overall progression of the story. So, realistically, I don't think anyone would fit in that tier. I'm just gonna say that right now, because I'm gonna be real with you, I don't see anyone at all. Like, even though some of these characters were absolutely horrible people, I don't see any of them going in that tier. So, without further ado, let's start this. Also, this goes without saying, there are going to be many spoilers in this video, so if you have not seen anything related to Super Danganronpa Another 2, or you're still watching my playthrough or watching someone else's playthrough, please don't watch this video. I'm going to spoil every single plot point, everything that involves the scheme. If you simply don't care, then go ahead. You can watch if you want. Okay, first up, Hajime. Hajime was a very, very good character. Even after Chapter 1 in the Void Theater, he had so much character development. He was a very well-written character. You could see he regretted even killing Yuri. He was very, very distraught over it. He did not... He regretted everything. He didn't trust Mikado anymore, obviously, because Mikado betrayed him. He was telling the other Void members when he was given the telephone that one time. He was like, "Oh, don't kill anyone. It's really not worth it. This whole plan is, you're not going to be able to benefit from it because Mikado's just going to use all of this." He was very. He had a good sense of morality, I'll say. You can even see his early designs. Also, I'll be showing the designs a lot because I do think these are very interesting. You can see in his early designs, you can actually see his eyes in this one, but yeah, you can see a lot of love and care went into this character, and it really sucks that he died first, or not died first, but was the first to be executed. I would have loved to see more of him in the Killing Game. I feel like he would have been, a really great character, or a supporting character, I'll say. But overall, I think Hajime belongs in good character. I don't think I can put him any higher or any lower, to be fair, because we didn't get to see too much of him. But I feel like he would have acted against Mikado in a good way. Not in the way Nikkei did, but in an actually good way that would have helped everyone. But yeah, that's it for Hajime. He's going to be the first one in good tier. Before we move on, I do want to... I want to appreciate the sprite work in this game because that's something you don't really get to do. After, looking at all the sprites of all the characters, I gotta say, Hajime, because he died first, he didn't really have much, actually, I can't really say he didn't have much emotion, but he didn't really have many sprites to express how he really felt because, he was hiding how he felt because he was the first Void. There was definitely a lot of emotion during his reveal, but, other than that, he didn't really have much, he didn't really have much emotion in his sprites. I feel like it's hard, it's mean to say that, but I do appreciate the sprite work. A lot of work went into his sprites, especially with seeing the void eyes through his glasses. I thought that was a really nice touch. But yeah, the sprite work is definitely something I will try to appreciate more coming across the rest of these characters. But yeah, that's just my final input on Hajime. Alright, up next we have Hibiki. Wow. When I was looking through Hibiki's sketches and other things for a character sheet, she went through a lot of changes. Her and Kanade, actually. They both were supposed to have, like, this, I guess, I don't know what to call it, a dress or a gown, I'm not sure what to call it. They're supposed to have a different outfit entirely. They weren't supposed to look like how they look in the final design, which I thought was really interesting. Overall, her personality, at the start of the game, I really did not like Kanade. I know that, I know that's kind of a meme, but yeah, I really didn't like her. She was acting very realistically, I'll say that. I understand why she was acting the way she was. She was scared. Anyone would be in that situation, to be quite honest. But yeah, overall, she did have growth and character development, and I was proud of her for that. But she really did not get the proper treatment she deserved because she obviously died in Chapter 3 because of something that wasn't even her fault. She was just used by her sister, and it backfired on them entirely, which resulted in her death, which is extremely unfair, but no one cares about what's fair and what isn't fair. But yeah, I would have liked to see her grow some more. If she was spared somehow, it would have been cool to see how she would have developed in the later chapters of the game. But yeah, overall, I do like her. But I'm not sure where I would actually put her now that I think about it. I would either put her in good character or very well-written character, but honestly, I think I'm leaning more towards good character. I'm going to put her right here. Also, this is not in any way, like, I'm just putting these characters in these tiers. I'll probably sort it out at the end of the video, but right now, this does not matter. They're just in the same tier. I don't like this character more than this character. It's nothing like that. But, yeah. Hibiki, I like her overall. She was a good character. Okay, Iraha. Oh my god. Bro, if you looked me in the eye and told me Iraha was gonna make it to the end of the game, I would have laughed at you. The fact that she made it to the end is beyond me. Insane amounts of luck that she even made it to the end of the game. I don't understand how she did that, but she somehow did. Iraha, she actually had a pretty simple design, I'll say. I like her design. I think it really fits her for, you know, how she acts and who she is. Iraha, at first, I really did like her. She was, you know, the character who always tries to keep everyone thinking positively, trying to get everyone to stay on track. I really liked that about her, but she really was just a kid at heart, and that really showed when she would cry over many things. Like, even in Chapter 4, when Nikke betrayed Void, she cried because she didn't know what to do. She was stuck between having to kill someone and having to deal with Nikke possibly dying, which he did. And when that happened, she was even more scared. She had to comply with Mikado or she was going to be executed. She had no choice. She was probably in the worst situation out of everyone here, I'll say that. If she didn't comply with Mikado, she would die, and if she somehow made it out of Mikado's plan, she would get arrested, which she did. She was in a really horrible situation that she, I wouldn't say put herself in, but complied to. She was a very realistic character, I'll say that. I don't, okay, I know people are going to yell at me for this, but to be honest, as of right now, after, like, now that I've beaten the game, I really don't like how she acted. I am not fond of her actions. I am indifferent to her. I'll say that. I think she belongs in indifferent. I'm not saying she wasn't a good character. I'm just saying this is how I feel about her. Maybe if she, you know, had last second, like, changes or something, which, you know, would have been out of character, so I don't see how that would happen or any of that happening ever. But maybe if she was a better person, she would be in good character. But as of now, this is how I feel about her. Indifferent. All right, Yuri, bro. Yuri is an absolute plan. Yuri. I honestly can't really say much about Yuri. The whole reveal with Yuri about Monocro also being created by Yuri, and Mikado just swiped Monocro to be the host of the Killing Game. I think that was it was a cool reveal, but at the same time, it wasn't like crazy. I was just like, oh, that's where Monocro comes from, because there was build up to Monocro not wanting to do these things, not wanting to kill everyone. It was really just Mikado doing it, and Monocro just following what Mikado planned out for him. It wasn't actually Monocro's will. I like that part, but Yuri like being the first person we saw who was actually a lot bigger and older than they actually were, to support the theory that everyone was just in a virtual world and they had their memories manipulated and they were older than they actually were. I thought that was cool. I thought it was cool to see like buff Yuri. Oh, it's like Yuri's long lost cousin, or I forgot what I said, but it was nice to see that. It was nice to see that Yuri wasn't always this short simp. But honestly, that doesn't really change how I feel about his character. I wish we got to see more of him, because as of now I am indifferent to him, because we didn't see anything. He just kind of died, saying like, oh, I want to die. We could have saved him, actually. We had time to save him, but he didn't want us to save him because he thought a girl was killing him. I thought that was really stupid. But it does fit his character. It makes sense. In terms of his character design, I do like his character design. The star eyes are a really nice touch to him being the ultimate spaceman. I thought that was really cool. The little rocket ship backpack is cool too. It's really cute. But yeah, I wish, again, Chapter 1, we didn't get to see much of him. I really do wish we got to see more. But yeah, that's how I feel about Yuri. I just feel indifferent towards him. Emma is very difficult for me. I'm wavering between good and very well written. She might be our first very well written. I'm not sure. Let's start with her character sheet. Emma, her character sheet. When I first saw it, actually, I realized that Emma isn't naturally blonde. She actually uses, I think, what is wrong with me? She uses hair dye. She's not naturally blonde, which is actually really cool. It adds to her whole, actress feel. She's not, that's not actually how she looks. She's just trying to look as good as she possibly can, and she does look good. But that's besides the point. Emma, overall, I really do like her character. I thought she was a really sweet person. Her puns kind of drove me insane. But that just adds to her character. She's a really, carefree character. I really like that about her. But I have watched all the free time events, so that video is not coming out. I'm sorry. I know all the free time events. I know everything that happens. I'm completely caught up with this game. Her parents, her father, abused her a lot. Like, he would put cigarettes on her arm and burn her, and it was really bad. I'm sorry if that triggers anyone. I probably shouldn't have said that. But, yeah, her life was horrible. So, honestly, with that knowledge, her killing Kokoro, it felt right. It felt right, considering everything that Kokoro did. I'll get to Kokoro when we get there. She's there. I'm looking at you. Don't worry. I'll get to you soon. But yeah, Emma, I feel like her actions, I won't say her actions were justified. I don't think it's right to kill anyone, no matter the circumstances. But the fact that she was the one to kill Emma made sense to me. I think that if it played out any other way, it wouldn't have really made sense. Her not regretting her actions, I feel like that, adds to her character a lot. With Hajime saying, like, oh, what you did was wrong, and her saying, what's done is done. I like that about her. I know that sounds weird, but I do like that about her. I like that she's sort of someone who doesn't have any regrets. They just kind of live to do whatever they want. And I like that. I like that a lot about her. So I'm going to say that she is a very well-written character. I'm gonna put her in that tier. She's gonna be the first one to get there. Even though she was a Chapter 2 victim, or not victim, but she's a part of the Chapter 2 problem where the character doesn't get enough development. Through the Void Theater, I think she got enough development for me to put her in this tier. Okay, before we continue, I changed very well written character to amazing character because I feel like it didn't fit with the rest of the tier list. I feel like it made things inconsistent in terms of my personal feelings and just how I felt about the character and their interactions with everyone else and their overall role in the story. So I changed that part of the tier list. It's still above good character and below absolutely phenomenal character, so don't worry. Everything's still the same. Don't worry. Okay, Yuki. Wow. Yuki, well, from the first game to the second game, Yuki's character changes were not very much in terms of his design because Utsuro was supposed to look like Yuki, so there wasn't much that needed to be changed in his design. In terms of how they acted, they were both very different people. The original Yuki Maeda was just a normal person who got accepted into Speak. He was, I mean, we all know this by now, or at least the people who have seen the finale, or have seen a finale of this game, know by now that Yuki was kidnapped and was, you know, denied his rightful acceptance into Hope's Peak because of Utsuro impersonating him. This led to him finally. This led to us finally seeing who he really is in this game, Super Danganronpa another 2. Yuki overall was really just a normal person. He was very realistic. He would, you know, at most times be completely consumed by despair. He wouldn't want to do anything for the help of everyone else because he believed that everyone would just be betrayed by voids. Which made sense. It really did make sense. I don't understand how everyone was able to stay so positive, even if they were really scared deep down. But Yuki was honestly the most realistic character here, I'll say. He was extremely blunt with everything. He wasn't scared to share how he really felt. And I like that about him. I do feel bad for him. At least he's alive, I'll say that, but I do feel bad for him. He went through a lot. He didn't even do anything. He did not deserve anything that happened to him. He was honestly just used. Overall, I do think Yuki is a good character. I like him. He deserved better. He really did. A lot of these characters deserve better. But overall, Yuki definitely went through the most crap, and I feel really bad for him. I do want to say as well, with the conflicting personalities, especially in Chapter 5, or Chapter 4 started, when I first was playing as Sayobai, and Yuki completely transformed. He looked exactly like Utsuro. He was so consumed by despair that he didn't even care what happened anymore. You could see it in his eyes. That frightened me. That was the beginning of the end, really. I think that was an incredible change in Yuki. Obviously, it wasn't a good change, but story-wise, it was astonishing. I did not expect it at all. I almost choked my water, actually. I think I said that, but I did not expect it at all. Sayobai didn't even care, which was crazy to me. I thought he would care. Also, Saibai's up next. I could see him down there. But yeah, Yuki / Utsuro's personality trying to take over Yuki, good character, great character. Oh man, okay, alright. Sayobai, okay. A lot of you might yell at me for this, but I'm gonna put him in a tier first and then explain all my reasons. Sayobai remains to be one of my favorite characters in this game. First, I'm going to start with his character design. Sayobai went through a lot of changes. Actually, the hardest part about Sayobai was his hair. That's what it said on the wiki. Sayobai's hair was the hardest part for Lineage to consistently draw. And he went through a lot of changes. At first, Sayobai was supposed to be a really laid-back character who didn't care about anything. And he was changed many times because of the plot, and because he was needed to solve the third trial. Sayobai was actually originally supposed to die in Chapter 1. He was supposed to be the first victim. But it was supposed to be conveyed in a way where Saibai actually survived and he escaped before he actually died. And he comes back in Chapter 6. But that would have been impossible because they need him to solve the third trial. So that idea was scrapped. So Saibai is now this person we know as the ultimate broker. He is extremely selfish. He does things only when they benefit him. And he doesn't really care about anyone else other than himself. Saibai's character is something to me that I didn't understand at first, and that was okay. You don't need to understand something to like it. I've come to realize that. Saibai, he came off to me as the character who was... He was so smart that he couldn't be bothered with everyone's crap. And that is... That's sort of what I still see him as. He didn't have his memories, but he was still the same stuck-up person that we all know. And when he got his memories back in Chapter 5, he did something I didn't think he would do. He saved everyone. Unintentionally, but in a way that, you know, showed that he did care, especially towards the end of the game. He did actually care. If he didn't care, he would have just sided with Mikado and gotten his money and dipped. But he did the right thing, and I'm very proud of him for that. He sided with Sora, and he did the right thing. He helped Yuki escape into the real world instead of Mikado. Yuki was able to live again because of him. And Yuki actually came back and helped him, which I was very happy to see. He didn't deserve it. He did a lot of horrible things. He got almost all of these characters killed. But I was happy to see him make the right decision. That made me really happy. So for that, I'm going to put him an absolutely phenomenal character. Saibai is one of my favorite characters in this game, and it's going to remain like that. But yeah, that's how I feel about him. Okay, Rei Mikaru. I'm actually a bit iffy about her. I'm not sure where I would put her. It's not even that I don't like her, it's nothing like that. I'm just not sure where I'd put her. Like, when I first started this game, I had no idea who she was. I was like, who is this? Who are these people? They were survivors of the first game. I didn't know that, but now that I have that knowledge, I feel like her involvement in this game was too little. I feel like... Actually, no, that's not right to say at all, because of all the build-up and things she did outside of the game, not actually being there outside of the game, she did do quite a lot, so I think it's unfair to say that. But I feel like she should have been involved more. I do think she should have been involved more. Kinjo's involvement, I'll get to him soon, but his involvement was actually a lot more than we thought it was, which I was glad to see. But Rei's felt like it was too little. I like her character, but I feel like she should have been involved more. I literally couldn't find a character sheet for her. This was the closest thing I could find to a character sheet for her, a sketch that someone did. And I do like seeing, you know, the different forms of her as a kid, her in the first game and her in the second game. But, yeah, there was no character sheet or anything I could really find for her, which was really a real letdown, but it is what it is. I like her design, I like her sprites, they're nice and simple. It's exactly what I like, but, yeah, overall I think she's a good character. Can't really say much more about her other than that, which sucks, but I like her. She's a good character. As for Monocro, dude, Monocro's the only character I couldn't find anything on. Like, Monocro, the only thing I could find for him is the splash art. That's it. He doesn't have any basic design. I mean, he is a basic design. So, I understand why there isn't anything for him. But that's all I got, the splash art. That's literally it. Monocro, I didn't expect him to be a good guy at all. I really didn't. So that was like a slap in the face, kind of. A nice plot twist. I'm glad he was a good guy. It sucks that he couldn't stay a good guy up until the end. I thought that's what was going to happen, but I mean, that's what these games do. They always keep you guessing. It was cool to see him helping us. I thought it was really nice that Mikado was like, oh, your usefulness has run out. And he killed Monocro in front of everyone. And then after that, he was like, I'll get to Mikado. But yeah, Monocro, I really like how throughout the story was building up to him not really wanting to kill anyone. He didn't want to execute anyone. It's just what Mikado forced him to do. So I really do like him being a good guy. I like the build up towards that. So for that, I'm going to put him in good character. I really do like Monocro. I think he was a solid character overall. Tsurugi. Man, okay, Tsurugi is... He is very involved in this game. Even if he was only here until Chapter 6, he is part of the reason why everyone died. He was too stubborn to do things in a, a professional way. He wanted to stick with his plan so badly that he let even Teria die, which was extremely selfish of him, and in character, unfortunately. But, yeah, I couldn't find a character sheet for Tsurugi. I don't think there are character sheets for any of the returning characters, actually, except for Teria. So that's really unfortunate, but, yeah, he was very selfish. He even went as far as to believe that the person he contracted, Saobai, was lying. That Saobai brought back Mikado for some reason. I don't know how he jumped to that conclusion. Maybe it's just because he's crazy. But he actually believed that. And then on top of that, when he was forced to go back into the New World program, or not go back in, but go into the New World program to save Yuki, he was making such a big problem out of everything, and Rei was just so done with this crap at that point that she was like, yeah, I'm working on my own. I'm not following you anymore. You're an idiot. And that was just their back and forth banter throughout the entire trial, and it was weird seeing that, I'll say. It was weird. I guess he did come in clutch. He saved us. He even killed Mikado, or not killed, but killed Mikado. He stopped Mikado. So I am happy about that. I'm really proud of him for that. But that enough. That doesn't suffice. He's a good character. I don't know if I'm indifferent towards him because he's so selfish about everything. Like, it's not as bad with Saobai because we were with him the whole game. Tsurugi literally could have prevented all of this. Saobai was contracted to do all of this, so I understand why he did the things he did. But in Tsurugi's case, he was just being an idiot. So I guess I'm indifferent towards him. I'll put him here. I'm indifferent towards him. He's a good character, don't get me wrong. I just don't like him enough to put him in good character. If that makes sense. I will say this, since Tsurugi didn't have a character sheet, I'll just tell you what my favorite sprites from him were. They definitely were the ones where he seemed like he was going insane, even though, he is insane. But he was going, he was getting crazier. Those are definitely my favorite sprites from him. Yeah, mainly the one where he was, yelling at Saobai that, oh, this is why I don't trust criminals. Thought that was pretty cool. But, I would do the same for Rei, but she really has very similar sprites. Her sprites have very little difference in what she's doing in each of them, except for the one where she's holding a gun at the start of the game. That's really it. But, yeah. Let's go on to Kokoro. Kokoro actually had more changes than Saobai to her character design. Before she had a ponytail. Now she has this finalized design, which I like a lot more. I really do like her design a lot. It's really unique. You wouldn't see a hairstyle like that at all on any characters in any of these sorts of games. So I really do like her design. I never would have thought Kokoro would have this much involvement in the game. It was actually stated that before she wasn't supposed to be this involved in the story, and before she wasn't even going to meet the real Mikado, they would never have had an alliance. But Lineage realized it was necessary to advance the plot. So she had many revisions along with her design, actually. So those kind of go hand in hand. That's pretty cool. I do think it was really, really cool that Kokoro was directly related to Mikako, another character from the first game, the Ultimate Exorcist. I think that was really cool. I didn't see that coming at all. I don't think anyone did. But it was actually stated that that was supposed to be something that was, that stuck with her character since before she was even designed. Kokoro was always going to be the mother of, what's her name? I just forgot her name. Wow, what is wrong with me? Mikako. Yeah. She was always going to be related to her. So that was going to be a plot point that was revealed at some point in the story. Always. That was never going to be written out. I thought that was cool. What I didn't think was cool was Kokoro adding to the reason everyone died. She literally could have stopped AI Mikado, but her curiosity got the better of her. Kokoro actually has a problem. She can't actually... Well, she can deduce emotions from other people analytically, but she can't feel any emotions herself, which I thought was really cool to have her be a psychologist and not be able to, you know, experience emotions on her own. I thought that was really, really cool. That's such a weird twist on a character, especially a character like this. I thought that was awesome. Even though Kokoro was a horrible person, I gotta give it to her. I think she was an amazing character. I really do. I'm gonna put her in this tier for those reasons alone. I know she was both Kokoro and Emma died in Chapter 2, but their involvement with the story was so big, which you never see from Chapter 2 characters. They really felt like they impacted the story a lot, and I like that about this game. That's something Danganronpa does horribly. Characters that die in Chapter 2 literally have nothing, no redemption. Ryoma, Kirumi, what's his name? Mondo died, and that was it. Chihiro was involved with the story. I'll say that. Peko, literally, her legacy was carried on throughout the story. I'm really glad with that. And Mahiro literally had nothing. That was it. She just died. Like, I'm glad this game really changed that trope. I really am. Mikado, man. Dude, he is a damn good antagonist. I'll say that. Mikado, he was the best mastermind I've seen in any Danganronpa game. Way better than Junko. I'm gonna say that right now. Y'all are gonna attack me. I do not care. He was infinitely better than Junko. He actually had a plan that made sense. He wanted to be able to escape into the real world, but he didn't have any means of doing so. This killing game was quite literally the only chance he had at doing this. So his entire plan was incredible. It failed, but it was still incredible. It was very smart and very well done. Mikado's designs are actually very interesting. His real world design as well. I know I kept making jokes that he was the ultimate hacker when we found out that the entire world was virtual. Like, I was like, oh yeah, he's actually the ultimate hacker. He just hacks and uses admin rights. He's not actually a wizard, this, that, this. And I was right. I was right to an extent. He was actually a hacker. He was a hacker and a programmer. I really don't have much to say about Mikado, which is weird because I thought I would, but I really don't. His use of magic, I'll say, him fighting Sayabai, him killing Rei on the first island, killing Rei, and cooking food and just exploiting the world to, you know, his will. It's something that the plot literally demanded, and it was really cool to see all that. It was really cool to see a real magic, unlike a certain character we all know. From Mikado, it felt different and it felt awesome. But we know he was just hacking, but still, even if it was just him hacking, it was still really cool to see. But yeah, Mikado, I gotta put him in an absolutely phenomenal character. I really did not expect to put him here, but after going over everything he did in this game, dude, I gotta give it to him. He was a very good antagonist. Bro, you already know where Sora's going. Sora, dude, do I need to explain? Sora is literally the best Danganronpa protagonist of all time. I don't want to hear it, bro. Hajime, Shuichi, Makoto, he ain't got nothing on her. And Kaede, I count her as a protagonist too. Even if, you know, that did happen. But, bro, she's literally the best. She is literally the best. She's actually relatable. She's so sarcastic, it's funny. She's just great. Overall, she is just great. The thing that surprised me the most about her was definitely Chapter 4, when we play as Sayabai for a couple of moments in the trial, and then we switch over back to Sora. I did not expect her to be a part of the murder plan at all. That is not usually something that happens to the protagonist, so I thought that was really cool. Especially with Chapter 3 just coming after that, like, the whole, you just never would expect that. I didn't think they'd be able to top Chapter 3's, trial at all, because Chapter 3 was just such a great chapter. But Chapter 4, especially with Nikke's reveal, Nikke's second reveal, I'll say, it just added up. It was extremely insane. This game just got progressively better and better, and I loved every moment of it. And Sora made that way better than it was already going to be. Sora is an absolutely phenomenal character. Her design, I really do like her design a lot. It was very simple. It had to resemble some sort of it had to have some sort of resemblance towards Akane, so they had to keep it simple. I like the scrunchie, but she looks way better with her hair down. I'm gonna be real with you, dude. Those sprites were they were amazing. I'm glad her hair was down. She looks way better that way. I don't want to talk too much about Sora. If I talk about Sora, I'm gonna be here forever. So, Sora's an absolutely phenomenal character. Let's move on to Teria. Teria, I'll start with his design. Teria's design is really sweet, actually. He has mementos from characters from the previous game who died in that killing game. He wears things that they used to have on their persons. So I think that's really sweet. He has those to kind of to remember who they were and what they stand for. And I think it makes it even worse that he died. That he got literally to the end of the killing game and then died. I think that just makes it even worse. As a story element, it made sense. I understand why it had to be done that way. I'm still really mad about it. Teria was one of my favorite characters. I'm still very mad he died. In Chapter 4, I know I was saying, like, oh, Teria's so annoying, this, that, this. I understand why he was doing those things. Kinjo is the person he's looked up to his whole life, and Kinjo isn't exactly a good role model. But Teria is a really good person at heart. He had good intentions from the start, and unfortunately, he was tricked by Nikke. Get to Nikke, he's up next. But, yeah, I really do love Teria. He's a really, really good character. It's really sad that he died, especially at the end of the second killing game that he was in. Why was this man in 2 killing games? Either way, he's an amazing character. I really do like Teria. Nikke Yamiori. This man. Oh, let me start with this design. I've always liked Nikke's design. It was actually, at first, Nikke was always supposed to look like that. He always had his hair over one of his eyes. Or, from our point of view, his right eye. His point of view, it's actually his left eye that is covered up by his hair. I always liked that. I thought that was really cool. Nikke, oh my god, this man made me go through a roller coaster of emotions. Nikke at first was my favorite character. I started hanging out with him first. That was the only character that I did all their free time events during the playthrough. That was the only character I did that for, Nikke. And it turns out Nikke was a void. That was the first big reveal for me. Nikke was a void. I didn't want it to be true, but like at some point during Chapter 3 I knew it was true. It just made sense. If I came to the conclusion that Nikke was a void, his actions and him being a dick to everyone would make sense. So I was like, I didn't want to accept it at first, but it was coming to that point where I had to accept it. The game even flat out just told me, oh yeah, he's a void. And yeah, it was pretty rough. But what was even more rough was Nikke's second reveal, that he was lying to everyone and just wanted vengeance on Mikado. He got Shinji killed, which was very unforgivable to an extent. Shinji went out like a champ, so I'm happy with how that went down. But Nikke, his whole influence on the story and characters, I gotta give it to him still, even after everything he's done. He is an amazing character. I really did like Nikke's involvement in the story. Something I was really bummed out about is we don't know anything about Nikke's past at all. I even went on the wiki, and there is no information regarding his past at all, other than he led everyone else before Mikado did. That is literally it. We don't know anything about his childhood. Nothing. There's literally no information. So that's the only bad thing about him, but... well, not the only bad thing about him. That's the only thing I'm bummed out about. Nikke's lust for revenge was so bad that he almost killed everyone who was still alive, and then himself, just to ruin Mikado's plan. That's how hell-bent he was on getting revenge. He literally didn't even care about his own life. Oh my god, this guy was insane, to say the least. He was insane. Nikke is definitely a wolf in a sheep's clothing. He quite literally was a character that I did not expect to turn out the way he did. And he did such a great job at it. I gotta give it to him. Satsuka, Okay. The first thing I'm going to say is I really do like her design. The first thing I noticed about Satsuka was she wasn't wearing a skirt. I don't know why, but for some reason, it's a thing with almost all Danganronpa, like, girl designs. None of them actually have pants. They're all wearing skirts, and I don't understand why that's a thing. I think that's really stupid. Some of them should be wearing pants. Like, if it doesn't fit with their character, then I understand that. But not all of them should be just wearing skirts. I don't understand that. I think that's really dumb. And it, you know, it, like, closes off the creativity that you could have with some of these character designs. So I do like that Satsuka has pants on instead of a skirt. But at the same time, I feel like Satsuka was done dirty. She had so much room to improve, and she died in such a horrible way. She had the most gruesome body discovery announcement I've ever seen in my life. That made me actually throw up. I didn't say that because I didn't want to, you know, ruin the video, but I'm gonna be real with you guys now. I actually threw up from that body discovery announcement. That was so unsettling. It was very disturbing. No one deserves that, man. She got done so dirty. She had so much room to grow, but she started giving me death flags when she said, "Oh, I have something to tell you guys. Meet me here at this time." I was like, dude, you're gonna die. Why would you say that? Like, that is like one of the rules about these Danganronpa games. Don't say you're gonna go somewhere, and don't follow a note. Don't, like, if you get a note like, "Oh, come here at this time," why would you go there? What, how would that benefit you in any way? Oh my god. I feel like she should have survived longer. I'm really unsatisfied with her character. But it was cool that, it was cool with the reveal that she was actually a private investigator and she was working for the Kisaragi Foundation, but she got betrayed by Kinjo because Kinjo did not help her at all, knowing that she got kidnapped by Sayobai, and instead formed a deal with Sayobai. So, yeah, she got done really bad. I wish she had room to grow. I'm going to put her in good character, because I do like her, but I just wish she had more opportunities to grow during the story. Oh, man. Alright, Kanade, you know, hold on. Kanade, hold on. You have your own tier. Oh my god. I have never, ever in my life, never seen a character that has made me this uncomfortable in my life. Even seeing her face, her stupid smile, makes me want to gag, dude. This character made me so uncomfortable in Chapter 3. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable how awful that third trial was, dude. In terms of writing, absolutely phenomenal. Kanade is a good antagonist. She is a very good antagonist. She was very smart. She actually knew what she was doing. She should have gotten away with her crime. But she lost because of Sora and Sayobai. They're really just a very strong combo, so I'm not even surprised they were able to figure everything out. Especially with Sayobai wanting to, you know, be perfect with his reasoning and everything. But yeah, let's start with her character design before I go on a rant. Like I said before, the twins, their designs were very similar to each other. They were always supposed to be that way. Before, Kanade's name was actually Uda. It was Uda Oda no Koji. That was her name before, but it was changed to Kanade. I'm not sure why, but she wasn't actually supposed to be the crazy, you know, the crazy person she is now. That was actually a role that was supposed to be given to an unspecified character, but they just decided to give it to Kanade. Which, you know, I'm fine with. I'm fine with hating her. I'm fine with that. You know what? Honestly, we're not going to use this tier, so let me just get rid of it. But yeah, honestly, she made me so uncomfortable with all the things she did. She was talking about how she has trained her whole life to make her sister this puppet that she wants to control with any command she does. She doesn't want anyone to interact with her sister at all. She doesn't want any sort of outside influence affecting her sister except for her. She wants her sister all to herself. So to do that, she killed multiple people. She killed over 60 people, I believe. That's what she said. Sayobai even made a little joke with her. He was like, "Yo, what's your body count?" and she said like 60 or something. So I was like, damn, you win. I think that's what he said. I'll try to put a clip there. But yeah, literally all the characters were so, no one even cared that she died. That's how horrible she was. Everyone was like, good, she's dead. I'm not even joking. That was the atmosphere after the third trial. They were glad that Kanade was not with them anymore. Hibiki, however, everyone was very sad for. She did not deserve what happened to her. I feel very bad for her. She was also done dirty, but Kanade was really the main antagonist of Chapter 3. I'm fine with her being in the human trash tier. She is human trash. She's gonna stay there. Very good character. Very well-written character, but no. I don't like her, personally, at all. Yuriko. Yuriko's a character I did not even think. My first impression of Yuriko was I thought she was going to be a fan service character because of her cleavage. I thought they were just going to, you know, use her the same way they used Mikan. I didn't think she would be like Mikan. I thought they would, you know, use her to just do unnecessary fan service that literally did not progress towards anything. Literally just, you know, demoralizing the character for no reason. I really don't like what they did to Mikan. I'll talk about that in another video in the future, maybe. But I'm really glad that I was wrong about that, because I am so happy Yuriko was... You know, I'm just going to put her here. Yuriko was an absolutely phenomenal character. I absolutely loved her. She was everything I wanted in an LGBTQ character in a Danganronpa game. She was openly gay. She accepted that, you know... Okay, I'm sorry. She didn't want to admit it, right? But she did. She finally did, and she came to terms with that, and Sora was such a tease about it. I watched the free time events, so that's why I know this. But yeah, Yuriko was so precious. I absolutely love her. She was a lot smarter than she let on to be as well. You wouldn't expect her to be that smart. After the, you know, I'll talk about the character sheet now, because I want to talk about her real world design as opposed to her VR design. But her real world design, she was actually a therapist, I believe? I'm not sure, but she had something to do in that field. She would like talk to people about their problems, and she was very talented at that. She was very smart and very good at what she does. I'm very happy with her character. I'm really happy she survived, and I couldn't ask for more in a character. She was a very good... Also, her real-world design, A tier. A tier. Or not even A tier, S tier. Dude, the glasses are the best part. I love how she looks. I love it so much. I prefer her real-world design over her VR design, honestly. I really do. Yuriko is she's just such an amazing character, dude. I don't even know what else to say. She's so precious. I love her. Shinji Kasai. Man. I want to put him in absolutely phenomenal or amazing. Honestly, I can go with either one. Mainly that is because of his iron will, dude. In Chapter 4, okay, when Shinji was like saying all these things about, you know, him having PTSD, backstory, all this stuff. Plus, it's Chapter 4. He's the buff character. I assumed he was going to die, right? Either him or Teria. Or Nike, after he revealed he was a void. And it turns out they both died. I was right. But, honestly, his iron will, his determination to not die and not let someone become the Blackened, and to make himself the Blackened, is probably the most commendable thing I've ever seen in one of these games. Shinji was... Dude. Oh my god. Shinji was incredible. Shinji was an amazing character. He was absolutely amazing. He kept pushing Yuki so far, all the way up until he died. Even in death, he came back and he was still pushing Yuki, telling him you need to live, you need to live, you need to go on and do things that the others couldn't. We're all giving you a chance. He was such an amazing supporting character. Absolutely incredible. His design, I love his design too, the way the jacket is wrapped around his pants. I used to actually wrap my sweater around my pants like that a lot. I still do that actually. When it's a bit hotter than I expect it to be and I'm wearing a sweater, I'll just take it off and wrap it around. So I do like that. I like that a lot about his design. But yeah, Shinji, was such a good Ultimate Firefighter. Absolutely incredible character. Utsuro. Utsuro's influence on this story was definitely a lot. He is a character that was talked about literally every moment of this game. When he finally came back at the end, I thought it was all over. I really didn't expect the twist with Sora having all of the luck the entire time. That was insane. Utsuro came back. I'm glad he wasn't a bad guy this time. I'm glad he was just, you know, neutral to everything. And he did help everyone else get out of the virtual world. I'm glad that was kind of a way for him to atone for what he did. So I'm glad he came around. But again, he is still, you know, he just kind of does things. He doesn't really care about anyone. I'm indifferent towards him. I don't think he's a bad character or anything like that. I'm just indifferent. I'm glad with the conclusion that happened. I really am. I don't have much to say about him. I really don't. I feel like this is a bad way to end the tier list video because I really don't have anything to say about him. But that's really how I feel about Utsuro. I'm just indifferent towards him. He definitely lived up to the hype. I'll say that. But I expected more from him, I guess. Alright, well, this is the final result. This is the tier list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you guys would make your own tier list like. But yeah, this is my final tier list. This is what I think of everyone. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. See ya.
You win. Perfect.